Problem-based learning is a three-steps process. The first stage is to assign a group of students a specific problem related to the green economy, which should be solved during teaching classes. In the second stage, students define working hypotheses and identify what they need to solve the problem. This can be done through brainstorming. At this stage, individual tasks are also established for each team member to collect information independently. Then, they discuss together and test the hypotheses. If a solution to the problem is not found, the activities in the second stage can be repeated. In the third stage, a report on the adopted solution is created. In problem-based learning, teachers serve as facilitators who meet with each group to enable discussions and oversee the investigative process. Examples of problems to propose to students are the followings: reducing electricity consumption in the household, heating your home at low cost while reducing emissions of pollutants into the atmosphere, reducing the number of coal-fired boilers in rural areas, construction of a wind farm in the commune. The ability to communicate and conduct discussions based on facts and arguments is very useful in team management. This happens because different opinions, ideas, and attitudes may emerge and clash during the work of a team. The Oxford Debate Tool can be used to develop this type of soft skills among STEM students. The Oxford Debate is a very specific technique among of role plays and simulations. In fact, it has particular rules. The essential core of the activity in role play is understanding the situation of another person. Participants are placed in a position in which they are allowed to feel what it is like to be on the spot. They are confronted with what is at stake for the individual as well as for the group. Through direct involvement, it is hoped that they gain a greater understanding of the complexity of the situation as well as a better awareness of what they are doing. This appears to be very functional when the objective is to change a mindset, as in the case of green transition. Therefore, the role plays are very useful to engage the students, enhancing learner interest and motivation in the content, put them in a situation in which they have to make decisions both applying knowledge and considering values, perceptions, decision options, and responding to feedback, improving cognitive learning, apply concepts to real-life situations, improve analytical and decision-making skills, change views or attitudes toward issues or people, and empathy toward others, achieve longer-term learning advantages. All those competencies are extremely useful in our case in green transition. The Oxford Debate is an example of a very formalized type of discussion. Two teams are engaged in an orderly dispute about the thesis established in the debate. One team supports the thesis and the other team is against it. Before the debate begins, the teams choose which position they will represent and, depending on their role, prepare arguments for or against the designated thesis. There are various forms of conducting a debate, which usually differ in certain formal and cultural elements: number of participants, argumentation style, philosophical foundations. However, there are some common basic elements and principles, such as: one person proposes a resolution and sets its terms, which constitutes the basic content of the discussion. The chairman defines some debate rules for both teams and helps to create the teams representing supporters of the resolution and its opponents, which exchange arguments for and against the proposed resolution, respectively. The team that affirms and supports the resolution always bears the burden of proving its case. The debate ends with final refutations of both sides and a summary of their positions. At the end, the chairman and/or audience can point the winner and confirm with reasons for their decision. Here are some examples of issues that can be discussed using Oxford Debate Tool in the area of STEM, or technology. Only electric vehicles can drive in cities. The use of coal for heating the households should be banned. The waste incineration plants are harmful for the environment. In team management, one of the key competencies is the ability to cooperate and motivate. Gamification can be used to develop this skill. Gamification engages participants, students, employees, customers, using mechanisms known from games, board, virtual, or electronic. The goal of gamification is to inspire action and interaction. In the context of a sustainable economy and the development of green skills, gamification should lead to achieving a specific goal, understood as competition and winning the game, conducive to the green transformation. Have you ever gamified your teaching? If you are interested but you are struggling with it, you can use the following idea as an inspiration. The subject of the activity is the insulation for the wall of a single-family house. Divide students into teams, for example, 5 students in one group. Specify the game time, for example, 1 hour. Students are to choose the best wall insulation, assuming the wall thickness not more than 30 centimeters, the lowest cost of materials for 1 mem2 of area. In case of a tie, the group that finished the game faster wins. The reward is an increase in the final grade in the subject.